Boy, I just blew through fucking Carrie. I don't know if this is gonna be uploaded before or after fucking Carrie, but holy fucking shit. I hope I could get through the other shitty fucking movies I have to fucking review with such speed and ferocity. Hopefully. Knock on Odin. But thankfully, I haven't just seen all fucking horrible horse shit. I've seen a couple of good movies. 2, maybe 2.5. And we're going to be talking about one of them. Gravity.
Beautiful, don't you think?
What?
The sunrise.
Terrific.
So Gravity is fucking phenomenal. It really fucking is. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the survival subgenre of action adventure movies. Partly because a lot of times with survival movies, they tend to give human characteristics to whatever the person is trying to survive from. Example being The Grey, where it's like, okay, these wolves are just gonna hunt Liam Neeson for no fucking reason, even though this is a fucking forest and it's filled with fucking animals. I mean, it's filled with this gigantic fucking wolf pack, so there had to be something that this fucking gigantic fucking wolf pack was fucking eating before Liam Neeson, unless a plane's full of Liam Neesons constantly fucking drop into this forest. It's these wolves would keep fucking going after this guy as he methodically fucking kills off their pack one by one. These wolves, it's vengeance for them. I fucking hated The Grey so fucking much. Another movie like that is The Edge with Anthony Hopkins fighting the evil fucking bear. It's retarded fucking nonsense. Thankfully though, they keep space impartial here. And to be fair, there is a little bit of fucking at the beginning when the disaster strikes where it's to be fair though, it's never really explained or really fucking banged on upon. Because the thing that causes all the fucking, the ruckus is a Russian spy satellite blows up. And it's never really addressed whether it got hit by something or it was this was all planned. But that's as close as you get to there being an antagonist with a clear defined motive instead of just somebody struggling to survive against uncaring fucking nature. And man, Sandra Bullock fucking for a movie that is mostly I would say 80% fucking her, she fucking carried the fuck out of it. She really did. She really deserves a fucking Academy nomination for, Clooney does too, for supporting. Only real thing I didn't like with her character, they don't really go into the whole, why she, well, I mean, they do go into why she's there, because she's a biologist and she's doing, biology experiments in space, but then it doesn't really explain why she's on this fucking particular spacewalk, because it's she's a biologist. Why should she be going out on a spacewalk? Fixing this shit. But that shit does lead up to one of the most breathtakingly fucking beautiful movies I've ever, seriously, space in this movie is fucking near perfect. The only real detail they kind of forget is Sandra Bullock's hair doesn't do this stuff. You know, it doesn't float around and shit, which I'm like, I can get it, because, like, how else would they do it? Like, put her in water, then there'd be a whole weird thing with that, like having to digitally take out the water, digitally change the colors and shit, or making her hair CGI, and, like, there's problems there. So I'm like, I can forgive that. I mean, this movie it's kind of hard to describe, because it's pretty much just people floating in fucking space for nothing. That's another thing I loved about this movie. 90 minutes. 80 minutes if you take the fucking credits out. Like, this is a movie that seriously knows, like, okay, we have a cool premise, but this premise couldn't stretch it out for 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. Make it short. Not overstay our fucking welcome here. And I applaud fucking that. I really fucking do. Brah fucking oh. Like, more movies need to realize that shit. That, hey, just because you have a good idea doesn't mean you have fucking 2 to 3 hours worth of a good idea. So, yeah, it's pretty much just, you know, at the beginning at least, Clooney and Bullock trying to survive together, and then Clooney fucking, like, nobly sacrifices himself, because at one point they're trying to get to, okay, so they go, so there's, like, their shuttle, right? And this is another fucking point that's kind of weird, because, like, when you look at everything's at different fucking heights. So, like, they wouldn't be able to really see the Chinese space station that they're at. They wouldn't be able to see the International Space Station. But that's not shit that will, like, fucking really take you out of the movie unless you're a fucking nerd. But, so, like, they have to make it from their space shuttle to the International Space Shuttle. And then it turns out, like, that's been fucked up, too. So, like, they can't do anything there. And then, like, their last hope is a Chinese space shuttle, space station. So like George Clooney's like, look, if we're both tethered together, we'll never fucking make it. So bye. And he floats off into space and dies. Or does he? Because this is actually one of the problems I had with this movie. Because there's a bit of magical fucking bullshit in this. Kind of. It's not necessarily magic, but it really fucking smacks in the face of fucking magic. So, Bullock is making her way to the Chinese space station by using one of the Soyuz capsules on the International Space Station. It was damaged too much to go back into Earth orbit, but it still had enough kick up and go to be able to shoot over to this Chinese station. So, okay. So, it looks like she's not going to make it. So she starts cutting off the oxygen and stuff in there, because she's like, I don't want to just fucking starve to death. If I'm going to die, I'm going to asphyxiate. Nice, clean, and quick. So she starts, like, passing out. Then, pretend this is a window. George Clooney's outside. Walks right in, tells her a bunch of shit, like, you know, like the fucking, the secret's in you! This whole time, the secret's been in you! It's been in here! And then he leaves, and it turns out it was a hallucination, and now she fucking magically knows everything she has to fucking do in order to fucking survive. And it's just like, what? Like, I was like, what? When this shit fucking happened in theaters, I was like, anybody else see this? I thought this was like a science fiction movie. What, like Clooney's a wizard now? He's a space wizard? Doesn't even have a beard. How can he be a wizard without a beard? So, one thing I thought was funny is like the actual ending when she comes crashing down to Earth and she gets hit in she gets put in water, which is I thought was neat because it's actually a little bit of real world stuff there. Is the United States is the only country with a space program where we specifically design our re-entry capsules to go into the water. China, Russia, everywhere else, they have their fucking space capsules land in the Earth. They're not designed to go into the water. So when she comes plummeting down in the Chinese capsule, hits the fucking water, she starts to fucking drown. And I'm like, is this how this movie's gonna end? She gets back to Earth and she drowns to death? That'd be fucking amazing. She doesn't. Spoiler alert, she lives. But I thought that would have been really funny. So, overall, Gravity, I would say totally worth it. Because, I mean, it's still out in theaters. Like, it's I would say it's phenomenal-ish. It's like almost a phenomenon, but not quite phenomenon yet. Because, like, yeah, I would definitely say, I didn't see it in IMAX, but I did see it in 3D, and holy fuck. I mean, I don't know whether to give, like, best 3D of the year to this or Pacific Rim, because, like, Pacific Rim was just fucking gorgeous. But Pacific Rim was like, it went art over reality, while this movie is like, it tries to be as real as fucking possible. And I will say this, if you are either claustrophobic or agoraphobic, don't go see this movie, because it's so weird. Like, this movie fucking has both agoraphobic moments and claustrophobic moments, because you're out in the void, in the openness of fucking space, and yet you're fucking stuck in these little fucking suits, in these little tiny space capsules, in these little tiny space stations, and it's just so fucking... Oh, another fucking thing that was great in this movie was use of fucking sound, because, you know, a lot of people, like, this was a big thing with this movie. This movie accurately depicts space in that there's no fucking sound. But they go, like, little steps further. Like, when they're on the International Space Station, it's been wrecked to shit. There's no sound. Like, there's sound because there's still an atmosphere. But when, like, there's, like, this one scene where, like, half the camera, like, the camera's, like, going through, like, this flooded part. And when it's going through the flood part, the sound's really muted, really muffled. You can barely hear it. And then when it goes, like, out of the water, it sounds perfect again. And it's just like, whoever did the fucking sound effects on this movie, they fucking deserve an Oscar. They really do. If there's not an Oscar for sound design, they need to fucking make it for this fucking movie. One other thing real quickly before I leave that kind of bugged me is this movie, at least the first couple of trailers, in my opinion, did kind of missell this movie a little bit. Not that it didn't sell it as like the survival movie that it is. It did, but it sold it more as an outer space movie. And it's not. It's an inner space movie. And I know that's kind of fucking semantics here, but like, I thought it was gonna be like, I thought it was gonna be outer space, not fucking like, oh, we're right there next to Earth. Like, hi Earth, how are you doing? Hi, hello Earth. So yeah, in conclusion, fucking go see this movie, get it on DVD, get it on Voice on Demand, whatever this movie is on when this video comes out. If it's only available on fucking semaphore flag, learn how to fucking know what semaphore flags are and watch this fucking shit. It's phenomenal.